In terms of performing, all what we set to achieve in the last 5 years, we are posting results now. I hope you have gotten it through you, Madam Speaker. Our performance is 35.5%. Whether you are proud of it or not, we are going into details. 31.9% partially achieved. That is yellow. 25.5% they were not at all achieved. 7.5% had no data and were therefore not assessed. Now, this is the overall assessment of all the interventions at objective level. Whether the 5 pillars, the 5 objectives I mentioned were achieved. After doing a 360-degree evaluation professionally, this is not done whimsically. No, we did it professionally, in as much as we did not hire consultants from out, but we had in-house consultants who had to take us through all this. So our overall performance, you have known it, our term, our performance, you and I, and the technical team, what we have achieved out of this plan is 35.5%. Now you can see the table there, Madam Speaker, at output level. If I may explain, Right Honorable Speaker, the 5 pillars are captured in that table on page 11. I'm taking a bit of time on this because this is where the gist is. You can see at outcome level, I will address you on that on page 13. But you will see the interventions that were meant to be achieved. Enhance Kampala economic growth, enhance productivity and well-being, and so on and so forth. I will show you at output level, at the outcome level. Let me start with the output level. Right Honorable Speaker, at performance at outcome level. Now, the other one is the objectives. Now, at outcome, that is the impact you have had on what you have done. The performance is 33.3% of planned targets that were fully achieved. 9.5% partially achieved. 42.9% not achieved. That is the outcome of what you have done, and the 3% not assessed. The table down there shows you the specifics of what was achieved, what was not achieved, and so on and so forth. Now, when we analyze objective per objective, briefly, in a summarized form, you look at now objective 1, enhance Kampala City economic growth. Kampala is the primary engine of Uganda's economic activity and accounts for a significant portion of the country's industrial and commercial activities. The city offers a huge potential to create jobs, foster innovation and creativity, attract investment and raise revenue. KCCA collected non-tax revenue of 104 billion, which was that was 2023-2024, and all these figures are there. The city also talks about the infrastructure. You can see the target, the total network of roads. You can see if about that pillar 609.8, but we managed to increase it to 770. That is, let me read this. The city has a total road network of 2,000 kilometers of roads, of which the paved network improvement is 609.8 at that time when we made this strategic plan, 2020-21. We had 609.8 kilometers of the roads. Now, 5 years down the road, we have 770.5. A performance of 37%. That is just as an example. Then you ask yourself, have you achieved the objective of enhancing Kampala into economic growth? And the analysis continues. We go to objective number 2, enhance productivity and social well-being of the city. We just sampled and said, okay, if you're talking about enhanced productivity and social well-being, the first thing you should talk about first is garbage collection. The target was to increase collection to 85%. But now you can see, right, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, you will get the results that this target was also not achieved. Now, maternal death, because we are talking about lives of people. Maternal death per 100,000 deliveries in health facilities in Kampala remained high at 212, having increased from 185 in 2020. So the maternal mortality rate is increasing, and so on and so forth. I could go on and on and on. But you will get those figures, strategic, object per object, all the 5 objects up to now the table where I would like to take you on page 13, where you have those specifics. Honorable members, if I may just take you through some of the items, then you get the gist of it, the full input. Like object number 1, enhance Kampala economic growth. One of the key indicators, you can see the indicators in that column. We said, okay, increase revenue. The target was, we will collect 115. That was the target, 115. But actual, which was collected, 114. Then the score is 1. But now, you come to urban unemployment, for example. That is the 3rd row. I hope we are there, colleagues, councillors. You look at that row, urban unemployment rate in percentage terms. We said we would reduce it by, to 9%. 9%. The baseline was 14 by 2017-2018. That was the baseline. So we wanted 9.2%. Then there is no data. So we cannot assess the level of unemployment after 5 years. The impact we have had on employment opportunities which we have created in the last 5 years. That is very, very unfortunate and absurd. Then the other one is average travel time. Average travel time across city roads, minutes per kilometer. The baseline was 5. That's what we had before. Now we said, if it was 5, the target, you can see it there. We said, let's reduce it to 3. That you spend 3 minutes per kilometer in the traffic jam in Kampala. That was the target. But you go to the actual result, we are at 4.1. 4.14 minutes per kilometer, which we spend in the traffic jam. The score is 0. We have not scored anything on reducing traffic jam. This is the assessment I told you about. After 5 years, we have not had any impact on reducing traffic jam. Percentage of paved roads, proportion of city road network paved. As you can see it there, the target was that we increase the percentage of, you can see the baseline with 31% where we started from. But we said we increase it to 34%. The target, we managed to increase it to 30.9 of the paved roads in Kampala. Meaning, in 5 years, the score is just 37%. Road stock now, per kilometers, the road stock. The baseline was 635 kilometers. And our target was increase it to 715. The problem here, you will find that the target was very small, because you cannot have 635 kilometers of roads and you want to increase it to only 715. 15. We ended up increasing it to 770. So the values continue. You will get time to read for yourself. I just wanted to guide you on that. On the rest of the pillars, if you are to go to page 14, you will see now, over the years, the State Executive and the Authority Council have consistently advocated for central government to allocate at least 3% of the national budget to KCCA. Regrettably, this demand has continued to be overlooked despite the fact that Kampala contributes over 65% of the GDP. Now, project performance. KIDIP, as you can see it on page 15, the interventions which were meant to be achieved, I'll take you to page 16, the on-budget projects. The on-budget project portfolio comprised initiatives of varying sizes and implementation timelines, reflecting the diverse development needs of the city. Out of the 10 major scope on the budget projects, because these are budgets based on these are projects on the budget, only 5 projects, that is 50%, progressed to the implementation stage. And only 2 projects, 20%, were fully completed within the 5-year period. So KIDIP wound up when we had not actually achieved the targets. The limited completion rate highlights the challenges posed by inadequate funding, procurement delays, and implementation capacity constraints as illustrated in the table below, which I'm not going to read. I told you what the colors mean. Green, yellow, you will get to understand what they mean. Second, Kampala Institution and Infrastructure Development Project, that is KIDIP 2. I will specifically point out the project was implemented over a period of 8 years, commencing in May 2015 and concluding in May 2023. Although the initial completion date was set for December 2019, the project experienced 4 extensions due to unforeseen challenges. These cumulative extensions added 41 months, representing a 75% overrun of the original implementation timeline. The delays were primarily attributed to COVID and so on and so forth. And of course, the PAP, the compensation process for the project affected persons. KCRRP is the next one on page 17. We secured that loan of 288 million, and the funding included the Africa Development Bank with that contribution, ADF, and the Global Environment Fund with that contribution, and the government of Uganda with 3%. The project aimed at significantly improving Kampala's road infrastructure through construction of 69 kilometers of roads, including 5 kilometers of associated drainages. The initial implementation period was scheduled for 3.5 years, July 2021 to December 2024. Now we are in 2025. Due to necessary scope revisions, the project timeline was extended to 6 years, with a new completion date set for December 2027. As of March 2025, the project's financial performance reflects an expenditure of 329 billion against a total projected budget of 1 trillion, excluding Government of Uganda funding. Then the last one, Kcca'S. You are aware of that Kcca'S, which was developed out of this. This ambitious program encompasses 9 subnational entities within the Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area. Kampala Capital City, the municipalities of Nasa, Nachira, Mukono, Machindi, Sabagabo, and Entebbe, as well as the districts of Wakiso, Mukono, and Impiji. The program's conceptualization was rooted in that comprehensive study, which was sponsored by World Bank. And the amount, the money, is also indicated on that page 17. The pillars of Kcca'S are 4, are indicated on page 18, enhancing mobility and accessibility, bolstering urban resilience and environmental sustainability, fostering job creation, and strengthening institutional capacity. As of March, within Kampala, the program envisages upgrade and reconstruction of 81 kilometers of strategic and key KMA connectivity roads, 81.8. Signalization of 3 traffic junctions, installation of street lights, construction of 900 meters of the Rubiji drainage channel, remediation of 17 drainage black spots, and establishment of the Mayor's Urban Forest Park. Additionally, the program plans to reconstruct 3 markets, that is Gaba, Usafi, and Kamoja, and fortify institutional capacity to efficiently deliver its mandate, amongst others. This is where we had the issue, which we have always talked about, of 18 million, which was meant for capacity building, and we thought it would come to this particular project so that we add on to the drainage channels. We had identified in Arukorongo and Mayan